Walk through the IGCSE June 24, paper 2H question 24, which is the vectors question. Right, here's the question. Now, apologies, working through this and keeping the picture in front of you is quite hard, so I just suggest you've either printed it or working it through, because I'm going to just jump out of it while I talk you through it. Right, but I will try and flick back at the key points. Right, find AC. This should have been quite straightforward, because I'd say this was a grade 7 part of the question. Well, that's OA plus OB plus BC, because you're going that way. OA is negative 4A plus 3B plus the 2A plus B, and this will give you simplified minus 2A plus 4B. So just going to write over here, just to make it quite clear, AC equals minus 2A plus 4B. Right? Now you'll need the answer later in the question, because you tend to need that in any vectors question. Normally in the part A, you're using part A and part B. Right, key thing in that is the 3/2, and OPQ and BQ are straight lines, and so they intercept, so the distance from O to Q and B to Q are the same. Sorry, the displacement from O to Q and B to Q are the same. So if you work out your vectors, you can find out that number. So let's go through this. So first thing is OP. If I'm going from O to P, I can go, that is the same as going OA plus, we're told in the question, it's 3/5. 3/5 of our AC, which was what we worked out earlier. So that means that equals 4A plus 3/5 of minus 2A plus 4B, which is 4A take 6 over 5A plus 12 over 5B, which gives you 14 over 5A. Sorry, let's just make this bigger now. 14 over 5A plus 12 over 5B. Now, OQ is on the line, so it is a multiple, and I'm going to use M for multiple for mine. Other people use different symbols. 14 over 5A plus 12 over 5B, which is 14M over 5A plus 12M over 5B. Now, OQ, so we can just look at that, we'll come back to in a minute. OQ can also equal OB plus a multiple of B to C. So OB must equal 3B, plus my multiple, which I'm calling K this time, K lots, of 2A plus B, which is 3B plus 2KA plus KB, which we can write as 2KA plus K plus 3B. Right, now we have these two. The A's must be this and this are equal. So we know, if we look at the A's, 2K equals 14 over 5M. So K must equal 7 over 5M. Now if we look at the B's, this 12 over 5M must equal that. Now in my exam I would not be circling those, because I'd want to keep them clear. So that must mean, if I put this M in for that, substitute that in, I get 12 over 5M equals 7 over 5M plus 3. So 12M equals 7m plus 15. So 5m equals 15. So m equals 3. I know m equals 3. So if I go and rewrite this one as OQ equals 14 times by 3 over 5m plus 12 times by 3b, which gives me 42 over 5. Should have been an a plus 36 over 5b, which is your answer. Okay? Right, so that's a lot of bits and pieces to do and get right and remember. Lots of room for errors of work in your algebra, so going slow really matters, I think, for this. So turning over, let's have a look at my similar question. Very similar, very same as set out. Right, so let's do the part A. I don't think I need to talk you through part A. I'm just going to write it down because I think that's quite straightforward. Remember, if you wanted to pause it before having a look at me, I suggest doing that. Right. That's that first bit. Now, part B, find O to Q in terms of A and B. Give your answer in simplest forms. Now, you know you've got your lines. You're going to find your lines. So first of all, let's find OP. So can you write down O to P using AP? Put your numbers in. So your vectors in. Should have that for OP. You actually want O to Q. So you know it's going to be what? Pick your value to be your multiple. Right, that's that one done. What's your other vector path going to be? Can equal OB plus some lots of BC, because you've got to get there and it's because it's on that line. So I'm going to call that K again. Expand that out, do your bits and pieces, right, in terms of A's. What do we need to do now with these two? What do we know this and this are? So I'm going to write my A's. I'm now going to use this in my B's. What does that mean? M equals. Now we've done the hard bit finding M. We need to remember to put it back into our 1 up here. So you've got 10 times 6 over 3m. Let's make this bigger so you can see it. And, sorry, not m's, a, plus 2 times 6b, which gives you 20a plus 12b. They are brilliant. Remember, now, get on the website, go and look at it, hit subscribe on YouTube. Now go into my website and look at the other questions that are similar. There are at least 2. Practice those or come back and practice. Practice till you can't get this wrong, understanding, and make sure you make 0 errors.